most welcome to this course unit entitled Child Rearing Practices. This is a course unit for those that offer certificate in early childhood, diploma in early childhood, and of also great use to those that offer bachelors in early childhood. So we're going to have a clear understanding of what are child rearing practices, what is involved. We'll have a sneak peek into the traditional African child rearing practices and compare them with the modern child rearing practices. We'll see a comparison. We'll also come to see the aspect of socialization, how schools contribute to the socialization of our children. Moving on, we want to understand what is child rearing. Defined simply, child rearing refers to the practices that are carried out to train or condition the children to grow up and develop in a healthy manner with the desired behavior and habits that are in line with the moral standards expected by a society. So therefore, the essence of child rearing is to train, is to condition. What we mean by condition, a child automatically to know when I am greeting elders, I have to kneel down. You don't have to remind them. When little girls within Buganda immediately kneel down, we say they have been conditioned to the practice of respecting the elders. So the intention of child rearing, therefore, is to help them grow into the desired behavior that is good, the desired habits that are regarded as a standard of morality within a given society. Now, what are the aims of child rearing within a given society? The first one, it is envisaged that young ones will develop the acceptable social habits. So because of child rearing, we'll find that young ones can greet. You'll find that young ones can respect acceptable habits. The second aim of child rearing is to teach self-help life skills. Through child rearing, a child is taught how to dress up, how to button up, toilet manners. When you are using the toilet, how should you leave it? How do you clean up yourself? When you are seated on the table, how do you conduct yourself? Where do you place the phones? It's not time now for phone use. That is why now you find in the modern setup, you find on a table, they are eating, but everybody is making use of the phone. So therefore, in child rearing, young ones are taught these eating habits. The third aim of child rearing is to pass on culture, is to pass on a cultural heritage. Each culture has its cultural heritage. The Acholi have their cultural heritage. So it is through child rearing that the cultural heritage is passed on. There is a continuity of a culture. 4. Child rearing gives identity to the children. It gives a sense of belonging. It gives direction to a group. So because of child rearing, the children have an identity. I belong to the Bachiga. I belong to the Banyankole. I belong to the Lango. Because of child rearing, the children have that attachment. They have that sense of belonging. Now, these young ones, they will not always be with the parents in the short term or long term. When we talk of short term, when they are home and the parents have gone out to work, they have gone out to visit, they can do the basics. They can cook for themselves. They can lay their beds. Self-reliance. Child rearing also teaches the sex roles. Child rearing, the girls get to know the mother's role. The boys get to know the father's roles within a family setup. And finally, child rearing is so important in that the young ones practice the learned skills in real situations. They may be completely real or they may be semi-real. So therefore, within, for example, a family setup, within a school setup, they have been told to lay beds. Now they are practicing in a real situation in their bedrooms. So we've understood what child rearing is, and we've also come to appreciate the aims of child rearing. Let's look forward to our next video. In our previous lesson, we came to appreciate what is child rearing. We progressed to see the aims of child rearing. In this episode, we are going to see the effects and influence of child rearing practices on the normal development of the child. And then we will progress to see the changes in child rearing practices and their effects on the child's education. Let's start with the effects and influence of child rearing practices on the growth and development of a child. The first one, because of these child rearing practices, the children learn to cooperate, to live peacefully, because they were trained that they need to cooperate, because they were trained to live peacefully with others. So within a school setup, the young ones, according to, for example, to the new O-level syllabus, they work in groups. That is, they learn to live peacefully. Within the dormitories, they work together to clean the dormitory, learning to live peacefully. They cooperate within a class to sweep. Child rearing practices. Even at home, they learn to cooperate with their siblings. They learn to cooperate with their wider family. Now, part of child rearing includes basic training in apprenticeship. So they learn some basic training, making marks. They learn some basic trainings, making pancakes, basic apprenticeship. But also, they come to learn some games, Ludo, cards, and therefore, they have the basics to compete. The third effect and influence of child rearing is the child finds love. The child finds a sense of belonging. The child finds personal identity and security. It is so painful when child rearing is not in place. Therefore, the children do not have identity. The children don't have a sense of security. There is a very big contrast between children within a home, children within a school setup, and children on the street. They don't have a sense of belonging. They don't have a sense of security. The fourth effect and influence of child rearing practices, the children come to learn to control their emotions, to control the emotions when they are with others. So it doesn't mean because you're upset you're going to break up cups, you're going to beat everybody around. No, child rearing practices, the children are taught, all right, you're very upset, go, relax, and then keep quiet, and then at the right time, come forward. Child rearing practices resulting in the control of emotions. Then, because of child rearing practices, young ones, therefore, will be able to avoid discrimination of their friends. Because this one is my stepbrother, because this one is my cousin, therefore, when it comes to this home, is not entitled to this one. Or within a school setup, with effective child rearing practices, young ones of this one tribe, of this one race, will cooperate, with the others, the game of fairness comes into effect. Child rearing develops physical and motor development. Why? Because in child rearing, the parents, the school encourages play. And you know, when young ones play, it results in their physical development. It results in the development of the muscles. That results in proper growth and development of the young ones. But there's another aspect of growth, the mental development. Mental development is facilitated because during child rearing practices, discussions are going on, conversations are going on. And as they engage in discussions, they are bringing up ideas. What is resulting? Mental development. Because of child rearing, discipline is instilled in the child, whether it is going to be home, whether it's going to be school, whether it's going to be the society. Discipline, the desired discipline that is acceptable in society is instilled. And finally, child rearing results in the propagation, in passing on the culture of that particular society. Let us also digest what is referred to as changes in child rearing practices and their effects on the child's education. Look forward to that particular lecture.